Hey guys, I'm Boot. We're in New Jersey, and today I want to talk about something a little different. This is going to be a review video for the Mark 10 Elite pod system. If you have not tried the Mark 10 products, they started with a Sig-alike, which was the Mark 10. Then they came out with the Mark 10 XL, which was a little bit bigger. They were okay. I tried them out and they weren't bad. They were satisfying in a way. But the problem is there's not enough information on these things. They don't last long. I saw a sign in the store a couple days ago, and I've been thinking about getting one of those jewel pods. This thing is supposed to be a pod system with a stick battery that, you know, is supposed to be kind of entry level, I guess, which worked out perfectly for me. As you might know, I quit smoking. I was vaping for a couple years, and I ran out of money to buy juice and stuff, but I ended up going back to smoking, and I've been smoking for a few years now. I've been trying my damnedest to get back to vaping and try to, you know, stop smoking, and it's been a rough ride trying to do that, and I have not been able to quit until now. So this week on Monday, I was out, I saw a sign for the Mark 10 Elite, which kind of looks like a Joule in a way. And I thought, you know what's the harm in picking it up and trying it out? Seeing as how the other Elite systems that I've tried were satisfying, just not satisfying enough to actually do the job. This one, I saw they have a deal on this. It's like a trial offer, where if you buy the Mark 10 Elite battery, you get a pack of 2 pods for free. So what we're going to do now is dive down. I'll show you some of this. I'll give you some of the information on it. And then I'm going to show you how to hack the pods so you can put your own juice in them. So let's do that. So here I have the Mark 10 battery and the Mark 10 pods. The Mark 10 battery was $18.99, and the pods came for free. It's a trial offer they're doing, so let's go ahead and get into this real quick. I'm going to put these pods aside, and we'll start with the Mark 10 Elite. Now, I already opened this, so I'm just going to show you what's inside. They give you a card with like the instructions and all that jazz, blah blah blah. Honestly, there's no real information in this. It's just, you know, what it is, how to dispose of it, this and that and the other thing. If you're a newbie vapor, I would suggest reading a little bit of this, but if not, out the window. Inside the package, you get a Mark 10 stick. Also in the package is the charging cable. It's a USB cable, proprietary connection. Now this is annoying in a way, but it's also really good in a way. Here's the battery, okay? There's a little indicator light right there. I don't know if you could see it, but this is where the pods go in, and this side here goes into the charger, and it's all magnetic, so it snaps in and it holds pretty decently. There you go. Unfortunately, this isn't like the other Mark 10 charger that's small and very portable. You can carry this very easily with you, like a cell phone charger or, you know, anything like that. So I'm going to put this off to the side. This has a 350 milliamp hour battery in it. I know that's a small amount of charge, but it takes about an hour to charge, and it lasts throughout most of the day. I am kind of planning on getting a second one just because of that, but I carry my charger with me in the car. That way I can just plug it in, and it also acts as a pass-through. Let's get on to the pods. The pod, this is what drives me crazy. Now the packaging, of course, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Okay, that's all fine and good. But surprisingly, it doesn't have it on the packaging here. On the back here it says signature e-liquid flavor, orchard fruit flavors with notes of warm baking spices, which is very vague. It really kind of pisses me off. I don't know if you could see the writing on there, but this is a 1.8 milligram juice, or I should say 18 milligram nicotine juice. And the thing is that with these, the synthetic nicotine is not, it's derived from tobacco. So again, you're working for a tobacco company, big tobacco company, and you're deriving your nicotine from tobacco. Granted, it is satisfying. I spent an extra $8.99 to pick up 2 of these pods, which, you know, they, in my opinion, if you're a smoker trying to quit, they're worth it. But you don't have to be, you know, you don't have to be rich to vape like this, okay? This is apple cider. This is the Mark 10 Elite pod, and I'll go ahead and take it out of the package. Now, you get 2 pods in there. They come in blister packs like this, and as you can see, mine's already open. They have expiration dates on the back. This one was apple cider. They give you this card. Now, here's the thing. It says tobacco-derived nicotine, propylene glycol, and glycerol and flavors. So then it says this product contains cinnamaldehyde, which, did they just create like a new kind of formaldehyde with cinnamon? Like, is this how fucked up like tobacco companies are? Anyways, I'm just gonna put that to the side. So you get your pod. You know, as you can see, that's what a pod looks like, and it just magnetically pops in, okay, to the thing. Now, I've been using this for about a week, and I'm a bit of a klutz. I've dropped this thing numerous times, and there's one little pet peeve I have. I don't know if you can see the bottom there, but if I push on it, the whole thing kind of slides up a little bit, and you can see a little bit of like an opening there. So I just like push it back down, but the center is a little bit wonky, and I don't know if you can see that, but you know, it is what it is. And for what it is, you just mouth draw on it like you would on a cigarette. It has a decent little airflow there. The bottom here, you have the connections, you have the 2 positive and negative there. This is magnetically pulled into the, you know, the battery. But I don't know if you could see it on camera or not, but right in between those 2 connections, there are some small holes, and that gives for a tighter draw. I personally like the tighter draw because it is very reminiscent of a cigarette, which helps me out. I've really been enjoying this thing, and I can't really say enough about it. Okay, now what I have here is an empty pod. These come with these like nifty little like caps or whatever, and the cool thing is that you can take this and put this over top of here so that your mouthpiece is protected. You know, you don't get any pocket lint in it, you don't have to worry about dirt getting in it, nothing like that. So yeah, I usually cap it if it's in my pocket or something. You know, I'll take this little cap with me, and this just basically covers up the pod. What I'm going to do now is I have an empty pod here, as you can see. I have taken it apart, I've washed it out, and I am refilling it, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. For the purpose of refilling, what you're going to need is a pair of pliers and a pair of tweezers. Okay, if you don't have tweezers, I'm sure like something else will work for this, but tweezers work best in my opinion. You're gonna need your salt nic juice, or any juice that you want to vape. I recommend the salt nic in high milligram for this, just because it gives you a better throat hit. It's a mouth to lung draw, and we don't need this cap right now, so I'm gonna put that off to the side. So first thing you're gonna do is, if you notice here on the pod, there is a little crimp spot. There's little plastic tabs. The tabs are not movable. I have tried this. I've tried to move them. As you can see, this one I bent a little bit in the process when I first took this pod apart, but I'm going to show you how not to bend them and how to get this apart with ease. Okay? So first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab in the pliers the edges. Now I do this in these little like grooves at the end of the pliers, just because, you know, it's a little easier. Try not to grab the plastic so you don't scratch up the plastic when you do this, and just kind of give it a little wiggle and it pops off. Okay, so now you have the bottom. This is your, basically this is the magnetic part and the part that holds the pod together. Okay, Then you're going to take a fingernail and you're going to wedge it right under this lip here. And what happens is it starts to come apart. And there's a seal, and this whole coil comes right out. Now, as you can see, my coil is kind of dirty because I have, you know, refilled it before. I did wash it out with warm water or very hot water. There's a coil inside there, and the wick, I'm guessing the wick is silica. It could be cotton, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not really going to get too far into that. But, so coil aside, there's a rubber seal here you want to make sure that you do not lose. And there's also a rubber seal right there that you do not want to lose. This is where the tweezers come in. Because you're going to go in and you're going to grab this rubber seal, okay? Make sure you do not lose this rubber seal, because this rubber seal right here keeps the juice from going up this middle tube, which is your airflow tube, okay? So, you take said juice, you shake it up real good, especially if it's a salt nick. You open it up, okay, and then you take your pod, hold it to an angle, and just kind of drip the juice and squeeze the juice in until it starts to come up. Then you want to kind of, you don't want to go over top of that center tube, okay? Because as you can see, that center tube is for air. You don't want juice in there. Do not get your juice in that center tube, because otherwise you're going to be drinking juice, okay? So you're going to fill it just below where that tube is, okay? Then you're going to take your coil piece, okay? Now, as you can see, it's kind of oval shaped, right? Well, on this rubber piece here, one side is bigger than the other. The bigger side is going to be up at the top. The smaller side is going to go inside of this coil piece. As you can see, like this, I'm going to kind of squeeze it and push it in until it pops in and it fits like that. So it sits inside of this metal, okay? It's in place. See how the juice is filled just above the, just above that little tube for the center, okay? Now, I've got my coil here with the rubber piece on it. I'm going to go ahead and put it into the pod very carefully, and you see how that almost touches it? Well, as you push it down, it's going to sit over top of that tube, sealing the juice from going into the tube, okay? Make sure you push it down real nice and tight. You want everything to line up real nice, okay? Then you take your metal piece, okay? Make sure you line that up with everything, and you see there's a little plastic groove right there. You want the plastic groove to snap into place, like so, okay? And there's one on both sides. So you want to make sure it's nice and pushed down, nice and snapped into place, okay? Now, what you want to do is give it a couple of dry hits without plugging it in, and I'll show you that when we go back out, which we're going to do right now when we go out to vape this thing. Hey guys, so we're back out to normal view, and here's the pod. As you can see, everything is in place, okay? All of the things are where they need to be. The seal in the center is locked into that tube, the airflow tube, okay? And you're gonna take a couple of dry hits here just to prime the coil, so, okay? Now, what you're gonna see is at the bottom there, sometimes you'll get bubbles, sometimes you won't, but in this case, I've got no bubbles, but I can taste that the juice is in the coil. So, now I'm gonna put the juice into my thing here, and I'm gonna take a hit. That is amazingly good. I got the Amazing Mango by Naked 100. Salt nic juice and 35 milligram nicotine. Salt nicotine. Salt nicotine enters your system in a different way than regular synthetic nicotine. The thing about it is this thing, for the price, it's just right. It's great entry level. You know, for 20 bucks, you get 2 pods. Now, the thing is that I went with the apple cider. I thought it was good. I really enjoyed, I enjoyed it so much I actually went and got another pack of pods. The thing is that I go through a pod in one day. The pod holds 1.5 milliliters of juice. Okay, this thing will last me a good 8-9 hours. Okay, if I am like chain vaping for a bit, and then I'll put it in my pocket and try to forget about it for a while. But I will charge this at least one time during the day. Okay, just because it will die off. And unfortunately, one of the things that upsets me about this is there's no way to know when it's going to die. It doesn't have any kind of warning. You just kind of notice the hits getting lighter right before it dies. Before that, it's very consistent, and I love that so much. I'm gonna take another hit. The vapor production is very good. That's another thing. For a little mouth to lung system, the vapor production is great. The price point is great. I don't like the fact that it's $10 almost, you know, with tax to get a pack of pods, especially if it lasts 2 days. That's almost the same as paying like $5 a pack for a pack of cigarettes in a day. Okay, that's what I don't like. But this thing right here, this is my saving grace. I have not found anything that compares to this that, you know, at this price, you know, that has gotten me off of cigarettes. And, you know, it's been 6-7 days since I tried this. So it's a shame that Marlboro made such a good product, but the price point is a little harsh. $21 for a bottle of juice, and I can refill a 30 ml bottle. This is 1.5 milliliters every time. Okay, so do the math. So if we do the math, it is 30 milliliters divided by 1.5 milliliters. That gives us 20 tanks. Okay, 20 tanks, and that's 20 tanks. Okay, if you were to buy 20 tanks in the store, it would cost you $90. Okay, that is a huge savings. So definitely go for the Mark 10 Elite. Pick up a bottle of juice, Salt Nick juice, you know, high milligram. That's all I got to say about this. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I will see you guys in the next time. This is the Mark 10 Elite, and that's all I got.